Greetings, I'm Dr. Roger Rabey from Highland Presbyterian Church, and welcome to Thursday Devotion. It's October 1st, 2020. I wonder if you are one of the 72 million people in America who watch the Tuesday night presidential debates. Don't know what word you are thinking about to describe what took place, but certainly the news and social media have had a heyday of that night. On the morning of Tuesday, my friend Glenn McDonald sent out a devotion, and I want to share with you how he started that devotion. What an election year! The fate of the nation and of civilization is at stake, according to the New York Times. There's been a surge of white nationalism. The president stoking an ongoing bitter feud with Congress and saddled with approval ratings below 40% keeps accusing the media of fake news. The Middle East is torn by war and acts of terror. Civil rights issues remain front and center. The threat of Russian meddling is so concerning that one candidate has declared the Kremlin will try to influence the rest of the election by every means conceivable. We're talking about the election of 1948. That was the election between Harry S. Truman, the sitting president, and following the death of Franklin D. Roosevelt 3 years earlier, and the New York Republican governor Thomas Dewey, who had almost defeated FDR in 1944. And you may think that this election is unprecedented and that it's gone to a level that we've never seen before. But if you're a student of history, that's probably not true. You might be thinking of 1800 when Vice President Thomas Jefferson defeated incumbent President John Adams, and the words that they shared are infamous on separating them as previous friends. What about 1824? Election was non-conclusive between four different people, and the House of Representatives actually had a contingent election, which John Quincy Adams was voted president. Move up to 1876 when Republican Rutherford B. Hayes faced Democrat Samuel J. Tilden in, quote, one of the most contentious and controversial president elections in American history. And as you know, Hayes won. A little closer to home, many of you remember 1960 when there was a closely contested contest between Democrat John F. Kennedy and the incumbent Vice President Richard Nixon. And who can forget 2000 when Republican Governor of Texas George W. Bush narrowly defeated Democrat Al Gore in what's called the closest election in U.S. history, the fourth of fifth elections where the winner lost the popular vote. So there's going to be quite a lot of news in the next month, but I have a challenge for you. The challenge is that we use the next month, because we're about 32 days away from the election, November 3rd, and we use the book of Proverbs for our devotions. One proverb a day. There are 31 proverbs, because there's so much positive wisdom, and we need some positive news. Let me just share with you a couple of my favorites just to hopefully incite you in what Proverbs will offer us. And I'll just go through a few random ones. Trust God from the bottom of your heart. Don't try to figure out everything on your own. Listen for God's voice in everything you do, everywhere you go. He's the one who will keep you on track. Don't assume that you know it all. Here's one. Keep my message in plain view at all times. Concentrate, learn it by heart. Those who discover these words live, really live, body and soul. They're bursting with health. Keep vigilant. Watch over your heart. That's where life starts. From chapter 10. These are the wise sayings of Solomon, a lot of two-liners. Actually, I'll go and skip over to right here, chapter 15. A gentle response diffuses anger. Knowledge flows like spring water from the wise. Fools are leaky faucets, dripping nonsense. God doesn't miss a thing. He's alert to good and evil alike. God can't stand pious poses, but he delights in genuine prayers. And finally, we don't expect eloquence from fools, nor do we expect lies from our leaders. Receiving a gift is like getting a rare gemstone. Any way you look at it, you see beauty refracted. Overlook an offense and bond a friendship. Fasten onto a slight and goodbye, friend. A quiet rebuke to a person of good sense does more than a whack on the head of a fool. Of course, I'm reading from Eugene Peterson's The Message. He puts it in modern language, language that might sound a little different and challenge us to apply to our lives today. So I hope that you'll enjoy going through Proverbs, these words of wisdom, and the good news that it offers us, especially in the coming 30 days, as we will be inundated with other types of news. Blessings, stay healthy, and keep well. Bye-bye.